Privileged to sit in the arena while they were head-to-head against TSM. Not only did those stage nerves, those jitters go away, they were playing like a world-beating team. And of course, they had all the local fans chanting and singing and giving them all the power they needed. And they are in the arena again. You can hear it in your ears as well. Our operator bands whizzing through your screen. Maverick, Flores, the first two to go. And on Clubhouse, not really surprised with the Maverick, but the Flores, that's something Falcons are very much specifically looking at. And could this be a target ban for what WYLDE like to bring?
Well, it's an interesting one because when we watched the game that WYLDE played against SSG in this map where, you know, they took SSG to SSG's favorite map and lost. They didn't quite use Flores that time around as well, but maybe they saw something elsewhere in some of the season. Kaid ban, not surprising at all. It'll once again make those hatches a little bit more easier to get on attack. The final ban will be Mira. But I think out of all the games we have casted this over the course of this tournament, one so far has had Mira unbanned.
Yeah, I mean, mirror is going to be obviously a pretty common ban, especially on this map. Again, you just look at how Jim Bedroom, how those mirror windows change that site. Not going to be too keen to deal with them on that one. But nerves are going to be a factor for both these teams right now. Big stage, a ticket to the grand final of a massive competition, massive international event, and they're so close. Both these teams not competing inside the top flight of competitive play, competing inside GSA as WYLDE. Falcons inside their own region here in MENA. This is going to be one of the most interesting stylistic clashes we've ever seen because WYLDE are very aggressive and, well, so are Falcons. They might be able to stand toe-to-toe and be able to go punch for that level of aggression, but only time can tell. And we get ourselves ready to get into this matchup here on Club, and WYLDE starting on the defense here.
Starting on defense, and it will be a very difficult thing for both these teams to just shut down those attacks because you look at the way Falcons have played. Players like O-Kills, J-Lad, and looking as well at everyone's favorite A-Joker 619. By the way, are you a Joker enjoyer, as the Flair says?
Absolutely. Who isn't an A-Joker 619 enjoyer? I'm going to try and say that whole name every time I can. We got to put some respect on it, but we get into this one. And what are the defense you'd expect them to try and play aggressive here against Falcons? Falcons have got a little bit of an interesting pace on the attack, especially on TSM on Cafe. They kind of just chill out a little bit. They take their time. They really try to annoy their opposition. We saw, especially against TSM, they enjoyed the play on those windows and just kind of be there. O-Kills in a very good position already, very quickly pushing in inside a strip, and that's going to be Jay, the first one he's going to run into. Now here, the drone, he'll know it's there. He'll be able to clean that up, but he'll fall back, not giving that early pick, and O-Kills going to be able to take all this control. And now's the question, how quickly the Falcons realize that there's no roam presence in WYLDE right now.
Well, they've already cleared out most of the bottom floor. O-Kills has already taken as much control of it as possible, which is the right thing to do. There is, I believe, maybe one player up on the top floor. I think I saw a silhouette up there. It was Jalad that I saw that's opening up that wall on the top floor. Everybody from WYLDE playing down in the basement, but so far so good for Falcons. They're a minute into the round. They've got control of the ground floor. They're working on the top floor. They're giving themselves plenty to work with.
They're just going through the checklist right now. They don't need to rush into it. They don't need to take those early engagements. Well, WYLDE's not giving them to them. But the question is how much time are you going to waste in clearing this essentially ghost room? No one from the side of WYLDE is upstairs. So, yes, it's all good that O-Kills is here, but you need to start doing something with this control, with this pressure. The Valkyrie camera has been spotted out. And if you're watching our first game, BDS versus Liquid, you saw how influential those cameras were. So good to be able to clear that away. That Gemini replicator sent in, gathering some information, but still slow, still very thought out and methodical for Falcons, but WYLDE, they don't need to do a lot right now. Sit, wait, gather info, and as that timer ticks down, that's when action will start to unravel.
Yeah, no surprise whatsoever with this approach. The one thing that does surprise me is the fact they've only got one nade left to play with. We know it's something Falcons like to use, but O-Kills has already got down to the bottom of main stairs, prone, waiting for a player across. The player does go for it, but giving away the position now is O-Kills. This gives that information. Jay will get the opener, taking down a Joker, and WYLDE now have the numerical advantage, and Aces gets another one down.
Aces pops up from Oil Pit, likely climbed the stairs as well, gets that pick, brings us to a massive advantage for WYLDE, 5 versus 3. 40 seconds left, and Jay's then upstairs as well. Jalad will get one back, that's Gisela. And this might be the moment of chaos they need. They've dropped deep inside a site with 35 seconds left to go. Jalad will find a second, that's Kaneo. And this is going to be a little bit tricky now for WYLDE, because your players went up on the flank, and this is going to be down to Jay coming back down. Ace will get one of his own. Jay will clean that one up and leaving it all down. The crew in a 1v3 will make that a 1v2 now. Ace is slain, 20 seconds, case not in hand. And he's going to have to hunt these picks, hunt these frags. What can he do? Well, he's going to spot one player behind the bar, but 15 seconds left to work with. He'll find that pick. Yes, he does. That's on the Corey. But with 10 seconds left to go, all Jay needs to do, run away, stay alive, and surely that case doesn't go down. So, Wild, by the virtue of the clock alone, get themselves that round.
Yeah, one round won by Wild, the first one on defense, no surprise in that whatsoever, but really impressed at the way Falcons were able to bring that back in. There were it was a 5v3, they got their 2 kills to bring it back to a 3v3, and then just from them, the structure of Wild was able to hold them back.
Wild do have a very good structure on the defensive side. They meld that aggression that we see them do on the offense to being able to have a structure that can be difficult to break down in terms of timing the teams. Falcons ran out of time, and one concern, as we saw a few times in the TSM match, is how they leave the case behind. So clearly they like to rotate the case around. They put it on, they vary who has it quite often. I think their roles change depending on site, or they just might want to mix up sometimes. And the case gets not abandoned, but sometimes misplaced when they try to swap it around, or someone gets picked off in an unideal position. So 2 or 3 times that happened against TSM already here against Wild. That's a little bit of a pressure point, and if Wild get far away picks from the main push, and that happens to be the case holder, well, that could be a problem for Falcons, but they have lots of time to amend that, as it is our second round. And can Wild make good of their second defense, or will Falcons fire back and get themselves a level early?
Well, that was what time will tell. The members of Team Falcons will spawn again, as always, on a map like this. You're just going to check your flanks. You don't want any spawn peeks to take here, because we know that Wild are a team that like to go aggressive with the spawn peek, and Jay will give us a demo of the case in point. But no shots will land, and he will fall back, and that gives a little bit more intel to the team as well. You know that there's teams pushing over from that side. kills, punching this window open, getting up towards that stock door as well, and going to begin droning once again as we see one of those defenders just run away in the background.
Run away, stay alive, just waste more time. And I like this confidence. Again, Wild know the pressure of the situation of this matchup. A final line is on the cards, and they're already going for spawn peaks. I'm not really surprised at that one. That's how Wild like to play. But it's going to be a situation, a little bit of fire versus fire in this between these two teams. I think WYLDE working away, opening up these windows, trying to give himself just a little bit of an opening. Not directly pushing in the CC just yet, waiting for the rest of the team to arrive. And they're seeming very far away, a garage push in play. We see the Finka climbing up those rafters now. That's going to be Joker, well, a Joker 619. They'll try and make that initial entry away, but Jamal has that C4 Prime Captain ready. And only a fraction mistimed. That's going to be a wasted utility, but he will pick up that first pick. That's WYLDE on the windows, and he's going to get traded away. Kills finds that.
4v4, and Jay once again getting the opening pick of the round, but Falcons this time doing a much better job of trading it back. The one thing you don't want to do against the Falcons is give them 1v1s, because we've seen against TSM in a fair gunfight, man on man, they can go toe-to-toe with anybody. Aces working against that, getting the kill through the barricade, not letting kills get any opportunity to take him out, as WYLDE once again take the numerical advantage. But Q has already pushed in towards Cash, and this is a very important area of the map to hold when you're attacking Gym Bedroom.
They need to keep this control. They need to be able to try and kind of be a massive presence here. Q's really trying to work their way inside of construction here. This is where Falcons will have a little bit of a problem. It's missed this mid-round, but doesn't matter for Joker. He'll find one of the Aces. And look at this, very far away, but trying to catch that late crouch walk from Aces. And this could be a massive opening. 3 versus 3. Less than a minute to work with, and Gisela's beginning to rotate around, getting a little bit uneasy on sight. But from the side of Falcons, it's go time. They need to get themselves primed and ready, and a Joker 619's got that nade primed and ready. He'll send it deep, but no, he miscooks it. Trying to get it too close to detonate to that window, but they've all the information on Logi. 30 seconds execution will begin to roll any second now.
And Q is waiting for the swing from WYLDE. Corey peeking up towards the skylight. There's Mad Skills, the coach, to take him down. Putting it inside a 3v2. Gisela falls back towards below. He's got a C4, and he is going to try deny the plant. 1v4. Mad Skills with the diffuser in the pocket, still looking towards the gym, wondering where that defender is, but Gisela is below. 8 seconds on the clock. If he gets the ping at the right time, he's gone behind the bomb chassis. Gisela's on the move, but he's going to throw it the wrong way, is he? He's going to blow it, and it is wrong, and it is a post-plant situation. Q gets the kill. Falcons win round 1 back, and you can hear the crowd. They love that one.
You can see the crowd. You can see how much that means. Again, hometown favourites. We don't get to see a lot of meta on international stages, and right now they're in a semi-final of a tournament that includes teams like BDS, Liquid, SSG, TSM. Then they have had massive results against all of them. Huge round for them, and a far better showing of their attack. That was way more structured from them. They were able to break down WYLDE bit by bit, and that push, they cleared Logi. That was mad skills, and that was really, really crucial to getting in that entire round. Opened up, and you can hear the crowd. You can hear how much that means to them. Our score 1 round apiece, and WYLDE opting to go to bar stage.
Bar stage, that tertiary site, and Echo will be used by Kaneo. Usually a default operator pick when we go to a site like this, but when we're talking about Falcons, once again, going back to the point that I made in the round before of it, in a 1v1 gunfight, they can go toe-to-toe with anybody, and that's exactly what they did.
Falcons and WYLDE have no fear in those one-on-one gunfights. I mean, how many times have we seen both these teams just, you know, yeah, we're going to peek it, we're going to win. We're just going to win on it. Well, even yes, against TSM, Falcons hunted picks in the last few moments of rounds because they're so confident that they're going to be able to win those ones out, and they often do. So that might be a worrisome point for WYLDE, but they have a good structure. WYLDE have a good team behind them, so they'll know this is coming, this pressure. We've seen this site set up from WYLDE so far in this competition. This Echo, that's going to be Kaneo, will be playing very, very far back, and will send that drone up to the hatch inside of Strip to get as much information as possible, and they simply just don't know that's there because, well, how many teams actually pull that one off? But he'll know some players going to go up there, and that's going to be the read. They know the top floor clear is coming.
They got lots of information from that Echo drone going up, and there's the ping as well as O'Kills is looking to catch the Echo drone, and it'll fall back into place. Kaneo getting that vital information for the side, and we know before when you have Echo, when you have Valk, you can get so much intel, not to mention the fact that they've got Maestro and Alibi. It's a heavy intel-based defense that we have here from the members of WYLDE, as now the members of Team Falcons will begin pushing into that top floor, and Kaneo just going to keep getting that information with it.
Every time he sends that drone up and he still sees 3 bodies sitting up on that roof, he knows, okay, right, there's 3 people waiting to push from Logi, but no one's going to be in there just yet. And these Yokai drones are just going to be used way more actively, and Falcons tried a little bit of a grid shot to try and get that one out of the air, but didn't quite connect. But they're stalling out here on this top floor, taking essentially no map control for the stage of the round. We're a minute 35 left, and, well, Kaneo gathering information. Every single time he pops up, he knows what's going on and the overall picture of this round. Falcons need to start getting rolling because they haven't cleared any of the top floor, and that's so crucial to attacking bar stage.
It is, and it's crazy how much they're putting into trying to get that Echo, as Joker will get the first kill on to Jay, so once again he's involved in that opening engagement, whether it's getting the kill or losing it. Aces is in spot though to trade it back, bringing us back to a 4v4. O'Kills takes the head of Gisela, but Aces once again gets him, then he's traded back, then Kaneo will take down Jalad as the kill feed lights up orange and blue. Back and forward, Mad Skills drops through the hatch and takes out Kaneo, as now Corey finds himself in a 1v2 and he is up on Bedroom Hallway.
If there's anyone who had the experience to make this round work, it's gonna be Corey. He needs to find something, wait for a sound cue, a call, any bit of information, so key right now. He'll have that red ping, and he'll now surely know that player's dropped from that hatch, and he will. He has vertical angles to work with, but we see that red silhouette's just so tantalizingly close to him. Both of them know the case will go down. Mad Skills tries to stick in. Look at this full information from the side. He can deny it from the floor. Yes, he can. Not downed, just off the plant. 20 seconds. Tentative, tense moments for Falcons. They need to wait. They need to hold on. They need to get this case down. What can Corey do to stop it? They come off the case once again. It's going to get close to 0-0. And Corey, if you can get the cover, you'll get the round at this stage. Information is king, and he has lots of it, but not the accuracy. Falcons get themselves a 2-1 lead.
Really well played, and the fact that they didn't panic even in that game of Ring Around the Rosie on site where they were trying to find the optimal position to get that plant down, but Team Falcons, they stayed calm and they win a round, and they now lead WYLDE on WYLDE's map on attack. And you gotta say, it's the fact that they have been able to just win their ones when the situation pops up. Aces tried his best multiple times to trade one back, but whenever he fell and Corey was left one alive on the top floor, you kind of felt like it was inevitable that they were going to win that round.
Falcons find a way just to win rounds, right? That round, realistically, Corey should win that. Has complete information, top floor control. You have 8 seconds left to get the case down. He just missed those shots, and we've seen it so many times before. Those shots are hard to hit. There's beams on the floor, and the angle isn't exactly ideal as you look between your own 2 feet. Absolutely brilliant from the side of Falcons. They've got a little bit of momentum here on Clubhouse. That does lean towards the attacking side, but I'm sure you've already all seen it in chat. Look at Jay, he's on Cav. I wonder what we see when we haven't had an interrogation so far this event. It's unlikely. People know how to drone at this level of play, but I'm never going to counter that.
Well, there's not very many Brazil teams left in this. There's actually 0 up, and so we're going to get a Brazilian operator in Cav.
The last, I mean, Cavs had some impact in big moments. I mean, think of the Paris Major. NA won't like to be reminded of what Jonas done to them on Bank, but I don't think Jay is going to have that impact here. This map's pretty compact, difficult to rotate around, very simple to clear, with very limited drones as well. Kills is already in, and look at this, Corey's already down. They'll try and find that, but he's a little bit alone right now, so that revive will take a long time to get, and the drones are swarming him. Now they know they got it. Aces will try and be close to him, but Corey has pinged out that drone. They know pressure is coming. He's there to try and cover and get a pick and bait off his teammate, as Jay will be sent up to help cover. Jay
with the Cav using the ability to make as little noise as possible, those silent steps as Oryx runs away after getting the res, so nobody the worse off. Corey, a second left, though he is going to go down eventually as Joker will get that kill confirmed, and now they open up the wall into, or the window into construction as well. Aces still on the top floor, as is Jay. It's a heavy roam that we have from the members of Wild, but once again Team Falcons have the numerical advantage. Aces can't find the headshot, so he falls back down into sight, but whip it, you gotta say, Falcons seem to have Wild on the back foot.
I'm going to put an asterisk right there on that one. This is a very awkward round to play in. You lost Corey early, but from there now Falcons are beginning to take map control, but they're taking a long time to do so. You got a minute 20 left, and finally you're starting to put pressure on, but you still have that X factor. Jay, he's in a position of the map that they've already going to mentally log as cleared. Are they going to have flank drone or someone watching it? Madskill's got the closest drone, but guess what? He's worried about blue. He's worried about all that position, and Joker's going to get into a very dangerous position very soon, as Gisela will try and hold on inside of Dirt Tunnel, but Jay might get the call, might get to make that decision to push down in the lounge. Will he be meeting Joker? But no, a drone was watching. That pistol makes a very, very distinctive sound, so they now know they're hunting a Cav. And that's going to be playing in the back of the mind. Just under a minute left to work with, and Jay begins that long rotation around. Rotating back around, Kaneo, the cap can, will get the kill onto a Joker, 619, which means that the members of Wild bring it back to a 4v4. Jay still roaming downstairs. Could he be a problem? Jalad is up on the top floor, and now we've got Q peeking down through that kitchen hatch, still trying to clear the Roman presence as Q will get a kill. Madskills gets taken out by the C4, bringing us back to a 3v3, and now is go time for Cav, sneaking in behind the lines. Q on the other side could be the person that is going to get taken out by this, completely unaware of the fact that there's a Cav lurking, but Cav will drop down through Moto Hatch and rotates in behind, catches one out, gets the down. It's a 2v3 now. The time has come to execute. Gilad will go with the diffuser. Q gets the kill onto Jay, and it's all down to Gisela. 1v2, there's one, just one player left to get. The gunfire comes out, and that is a 3-1. Like to play with that lurker. Ace is going to be on that lurker mode. Potentially what that's going to mean is Ace pops up late, or Jay will do the same. We saw with the Cav. That's a very operator designed to do that necessarily. When you play so separate, or try to play so separate, against a team that has this weird pacing and weird attacking structure, it's going to be difficult to make it work and make it flow the way they want it to. So the Falcons just keep doing you, keep winning these rounds. They manage to take themselves out of so many bad situations, it's insane. So they can keep forcing Wild under pressure. They have a very, very good shot in this. They lead by 2. They go upstairs to CC and Cash, and this side beginning to sway towards the attacking side as well as the entirety of the map. So for Wild, they might have a little bit of work cut out for them. And a 6th pick to Amaru for those, or sorry, attacker repick to Amaru for those of you at home who are keeping an eye on that. Thatcher in play as well means that the bandits on that breach will be very easy to get for the members of Falcons if they want to get that done. Typically, in a situation like this, you'd want to get that breach shown open inside the first 30 seconds or so when you have the operators to do it. And O'Kill's already pushing up inside stock, and if you can control stock, we know they like to use nades from below. Madskills will go ahead and open up bottom garage as well, so that checklist, they're probably ahead of schedule at this point already. Yeah, they are. They're using a very, very good array of utility to get things done pretty quickly. They've done that so far. Aces sends an impact down to try and catch some early damage. They likely heard that breaching charge go down. That might make them think someone's a little bit closer, but once again, O'Kill's very, very early into the building. Will maybe try and send some nades depth charge on the player sitting inside of Cash. The LMG as Afia rotates around, that will be a Joker 619. Making a long rotate away, likely to put some pressure towards Master Bedroom. Nade sent up, no one there. Lacking information is O'Kill's, but he wins these fights. He's trying to tap away, and are you kidding me, Corey? Goodbye, Corey, on that one. What a one-tap. A good one-tap.
Forget to show them some love as we jump back into the prep phase. And of course, reminder for those of you at home who may not be completely or maybe new to the comp scene, you have to take the exact same lineup on attack and defense and play the same site. That's how this works. But I want to ask you a question, Whippet. Out of all the Falcons players, who's impressed you most so far?
Wow. Okay. Difficult question. So if I was going to follow the community, I'm going to have to say one of the players. I'll go for a tier list of sort.
10 seconds remaining.
Position doesn't matter. Joker 619 very much impressed me. The rest of the community. But O'Kills has been one of those players that's kind of always in the action, always involved, always in it. And, I mean, WYLDE as well has a huge impact. It's very difficult to look at this roster and say there's not excitement in flair upon it, but I'm going to say O'Kills is probably going to be, I think, the player. I think very close actually to Shaiko's scoring the kill records. I think in second place as well. So very much a capable player against all these top teams.
Yeah, 25k, of course, for the player who gets the most kills over the course of this tournament. As even though we had that little bit of an issue, Team Falcons playing the exact same way this round. O'Kills, once again, already inside stock. They've got the wall open in towards Garage, so you're not forced to focus in through the door where Aces surely will be looking towards, but they will continue to just peek that way, and Joker will rotate back around as well. And that position on top of the rafters, Whippet, it's so difficult to clear. Those impacts being thrown, bit of a two reasons why it's being thrown. One, maybe catch a little bit of damage, but the main one is to get rid of claymores, so that if you decide to run out later in the round, you can do it.
Structurally in this round so far, Falcons have been playing pretty similar to how it was before we had to reset. Meaning that's going to be seeing O'Kills going inside of stock, but this time not going for the same exact play. So structurally, Falcons have a pretty clear rhythm, and now Joker will make their entryway inside of Adam. Try and gather as much information as possible. EMP missed, unfortunately. Not a story that you would have wanted, but oh, Corey, very, very close to getting himself depth charged. Breach now open. He'll try and deny, so I think he would have gotten at least one set of sound charges with that one, but WYLDE will fall away. Try and reset, but I think for the most part, that wall's open.
Yeah, v5 still with 1:20 on the clock, but the wall will provide a line of sight in towards rafters as well, where Aces is still living his home. He's got Corey for support, but Aces' position is he will likely stay there until he is dead or the round is won. That is how important rafters is. But Matt Skills, the coach, Amaru pushing up towards construction, firing against that alibi, giving away the position. That's information towards the side of Wild. Gisla will be the first player to get downed on this one, and will we see a res coming? Kaneo is moving that way. Corey, of course, low HP as Joker gets in that fight on top along with Aces. 43 seconds to go. They're getting ready for the push Whippet, and Aces is still locked in position.
Ace is going to play this live. He's got 30 seconds left, but Corey won't be able to play much longer. Ace is there for the trade, but WYLDE is there to get one as well. 30 seconds, and Corey's downed. A technical 4 versus 3. And look at this. 2 members of WYLDE are going to get caught on the rotate. 0 kills, gets one more. Corey falters. 4 versus 2. 4 versus 1. 3 for WYLDE. Madskild is down, but it's all down to Gisla in a 1 versus 3. We'll try and deny that C4 below, but it will be a nail biter. Will he do it? No! The case goes down. And with 40 seconds till we go critical in this round, all the Falcons need is to hold the cross, stay calm, relax, and manage it. 1 invert repel, 1 normal, all outside the breach. Horrible angles to fight. Gisla trying to think about a long arm, but can't quite find it. And knows he's going to leave himself so exposed. He'll try and stick it. He might just do it, but no. O'Kill shuts it down. And Falcons, yet another round.
4-1 lead on attack on Clubhouse. This is WYLDE's map, but we are living inside that Falcons world right now, the way this one is going. And Whippet, 1 round away from a 5-1 half. We have seen a couple of those when we have casted a few rounds in a row, and that round was won by the push in through Garage. The fact that Aces was taken out and then it left Gisela the last man standing. But how close was Gisela to denying that plant?
Like less than a second away. I think SSG were like, I think had like a 0.13.
2.023.
Exactly. Yesterday to being able to, like, I think get a defuse off or a plant down. So I mean, we've seen it go like close, narrow margins in this competition so far, but that was pretty close as well. Falcons lucky to get away with that one, but they got themselves around, and around they came off a cascade of picks as well. WYLDE caught out by that one. 3 rounds leading our Team Falcons, the hometown favourites. And we go on to WYLDE's very final defensive side. Now we've seen a lot of promise from WYLDE's offense. So we'll look a little bit to the future, to round number 7. WYLDE have that lifeline, but they really need to get a second round on the defense because you don't want to be fighting from a 5-1 position down. Yes, Liquid came back 6-1 against SSG, but you know, Liquid have kind of that X factor behind them. And I mean, they got slain by BDS earlier this morning too.
Yeah, but Liquid weren't playing against Falcons either. You know, you got to point that one out. So WYLDE, they're looking to get 1 round back. The defensive setup is very similar to what we saw in the game against SSG yesterday with that shield, except it's not going to be a Maestro playing it this time around. Valk will get lots of intel. Maybe Kaneo might push that position. We'll just wait a little bit to see. And SSG were able to win that round with a last dash push straight in through the breach. Will WYLDE fall for that sort of trick again? Jalad will begin opening up the top floor to try drone out to find out where those defenders are, but there's nobody there. Everybody's on site. Full-on turtle defense from WYLDE.
Can you blame them right now? They're really feeling the pressure of this matchup. So they will try and turtle up. The furthest player will be Jay. Close quarters with that shotgun. Sitting away, but it's only a Gemini replicator he can hear stepping around him. He gets the information, but now knows there's Yana on the board, knows it's very close to him as well. And I imagine those skills will be very keen to send a nade down those stairs.
You got to throw an aid and you got to chase it to it, but it's all about getting Jay on the move if you cannot take him out. But Gisela's cam is in a very good position to just feed Jay information. Kills, opening up a line of sight on the stairs in case he pushes up, but Jay will fall back down on the site, leaving Gisela to continue to monitor cams. Corey doing the exact same as they're working out where the push is coming from, and Kills has got himself right on the bottom of those main stairs once more, but there is the ping. They know exactly where he is, but he's holding the pixel. We know how effective they can be at hitting that pixel. A little bit of drone work coming back in, a minute on the clock, and just continual soft pings. IQ is being played to get rid of those cameras, but still 1 remains in place.
Less than a minute. Can WYLDE hold out, find their second round of defense? Kaneo will trick that first set of Skyro's pellets. We'll trick a second. Really? Yes, he does. We'll trick a third. No, he can't. Only got 2. So that hatch will get open, but he's wasted time. 30 seconds, and Falcons are we going to be in for another example of how they dig themselves out of a very tricky position with gunplay and mechanics alone? Toxic Casual will try and choke out the hopes as Corey will dart and duck and dive. But Jalad will just walk on in and get that guy Gisela. That might be the dinner bell ringing, as now all hell will break out between these two sides. They're going to go brawling. Kills gets 1 on the J, but it's going to be a flurry of kills. He's an ace in the team kill. Oh no! It's all down the Falcons down to 3 versus 2. 10 seconds. 3 versus 1. Now Corey, time for another attempted clutch with a shotgun. Gets 1, finds it down. We'll try and rotate away, but no! Caught by Q. Falcons 5-1 on the offensive side versus WYLDE on WYLDE's map choice as well. Oh my.
How many 5-1 splits have we seen in our cast, Whippet? Well done, Falcons, dominating on defense, and just 2 rounds away from taking a 1-map lead in this best of 3. And the best thing about it is they will be on defense to do it. WYLDE will need to pull themselves back into this game, but attack is where they come from. Can they do what Liquid did yesterday?
That's not easy. That's not easy to do. If you wanted to do a complete replication of what Liquid done, it would be 6-1. But WYLDE, yeah, this is where we've hyped up your attacking side. And to use them. And to use all of the tricks of the trade you've got. Whack J on Finka, put Kaneo on Buck, try to break this down. But Falcons, as this plays out, and we see their defensive side, they're gonna peek, they're gonna spawn peek, they're gonna get aggressive. Kills is on a lesion. How often do we see a lesion in competitive play? The answer is essentially no. Maybe you might see Astralis bring it out every so often, but it is going to be an interesting lineup from them, and I think they're going to be very, very keen to get in the face of WYLDE very, very early. But WYLDE like to do that too on the offensive side.
Well, it's all down to WYLDE to force the issue now as Team Falcons just 2 rounds away from a 1-map lead. And this is defense for them as we go down to that Church Arsenal site, which has such a good defender win rate. Jay gets himself up on that AFK repel, running around it as we'll use his drone work, and we'll probably see that defensive utility being thrown. And have they just used another, whip it. Take us through this little push that's coming, because we're going to do that.
With pressure arriving inside of Dirt Tunnel now, it's going to be Corey. He will try his best to put some pressure on and trying to set it up. It looks like Kitchen Hatch is going to be pressure. Jay will find the opening pick onto O'Kills there with a nade. Traded off though, Jalad will get one. Corey with a second nade, finding Jalad there to trade. Good trading off for WYLDE. Good position early in a 4 versus 3. We see this a lot with these two sides, going very, very aggressive, very, very early. Joker will use a C4 to give himself a line of sight to brawl with down in Kitchen. A late addition to the lineup, a late addition to the strategy. What adaptation from the side of Falcons, but a very early explosion of actions between these two teams, leaving WYLDE in the advantage in terms of player count 4-3.
4-3 advantage for WYLDE on attack, and this is where they normally excel. Aces playing inside Kitchen. We're looking at that defensive side. They've used up both of their C4s, so they've got none to play with, which does mean that it will give WYLDE a little bit of area to run about on that top floor with still 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. But all the members of Falcons looking at their position, they're all holding long-range pixel angles, waiting for WYLDE to step into them.
They're just going to sit, hold, and wait. They don't need to do anything really outrageous here. They can sit and wait. This is kind of what this site's good at doing. You're going to hold on. That's good. Well, put a new Banshee down. Don't know if that was a swap of position or something from his arsenal or his inventory of it. Inside of blue will be, well, Lucy trying to make those lines of sight. But right now for WYLDE, key is information. Get some information, figure out the picks, open up what you ever need to do, and begin to get this execution rolling. An EMP tossed out might give us an indication they want to go through that Church wall, and we see Church has essentially been left undefended. So they get themselves in there. It might be the attention, but Kaneo very close to that Kitchen Hatch to adjacent inside Dirt Tunnel. To me, the screams, a Kitchen Dirt push, and well, Q is going to be in a very difficult position now, brawling through that vertical position. Kaneo will take a beating as well. 30 seconds. How many times have we seen a Falcons player find picks there, but gets from the Joker. KO downed, and things are going to get a little bit tense now, but it's going to be all calmed down by Aces, who gets one on the queue. And that's going to be a very composed round as Jay gets the final pick from inside of Dirt Tunnel. WYLDE get themselves back into this one, and that's a very, very needed mental reset round. And a good sign of how they might be faring up on the offensive side.
Still 5-2 down, though. A lot of work to do on attack, but doing a much better job of bringing the attack towards the defensive side. On defense, they sat back and they let the members of Falcons take them down. But one thing is for sure, that Falcons crowd, win or lose a round, they make a lot of noise. You said it before, we've been in the crowd, we've enjoyed every minute of it, but as we get ready to jump into this round, once more, Falcons will go down to that basement site. And last time around, it was the fact that the C4s weren't quite used to their full potential, didn't really allow themselves to get a couple of kills.
I mean, we saw like one funky C4 getting used. I mean, Falcons, I mean, if you're watching TSM on Chalet, they had a setup where they had 3 C4s available, 2 of which were used to make rotates, and they still beat TSM that round. Now, Dr. TSM were a little bit shaky in that performance, we'll say that at least. But they managed to get it done in that situation. So then they have a creative use of utility. Legally a way of putting how Falcons play this game. So 5-2 our scoreline. WYLDE on the offensive side. It's what they prefer to. And look at the slide on this. Look at the aggression from Falcons already. Maz gets to send some shots through Garage. Just say, hey, I'm here. Come worry about it. But Jay, Operation Crouch Walk enters inside a strip. And he's going to try and pick any stragglers up, and the cutoff drone is set up by Gisela as well, watching. So they now know if anyone's went towards strip. That's what that drone's intention is. But these wooden barricades, guess what? Slow down this push and force the Nook to make some noise.
Yeah, pushing in through pool table. Mad Skills playing in stock may be the first player that they need to worry about. Jay gets rid of that default cam. Mad Skills droned out again as that information is fed towards Jay, who's got himself right up against that wall, hoping, daring Mad Skills to push in towards Bar. But Mad Skills has not quite done it yet, and Jay will begin Operation Crouch Walk once more. Mad Skills making a lot of noise though, sprinting back and forward as Jalad will fall back down in towards Generator. Mad Skills will hold the angle, throws down the goo mine, which will give even more intel and just make that crouch walk a little bit more difficult to do. But with 1 minute and 50 seconds left on the clock, they are posing a real problem, and WYLDE are struggling to clear the roam.
It's the fact that Falcons' roam presence right now is kind of unstructured. We're running around, they're trying to find entryways, they're putting themselves in power positions, and WYLDE are really struggling to, they drone someone out, and they rotated away, and someone else has popped up in a brand new position. So they're going to have to think about going a little bit more direct. They do like this style of play anyway, so they'll open up that moto hatch, and I wouldn't be too surprised if some of WYLDE was down very, very quickly. The main stairs won't be a very easy fight. Shalad will set up that angle, watch it now, post it up, try and deny main stairs push, but just over a minute left to go. Look at this, Mad Skills on the flank upstairs.
Mad Skills will begin crouch walking himself as he begins to move down. Kaneo making a lot of noise in kitchen. Where will the push come from? The diffuser has been picked up, and we know that Kaneo likes to pop it down if the opportunity arises. But this impact, this line of sight that's been created, Mad Skills will get one after WYLDE take down 2 members of Team Falcons. Kaneo sprinting down the stairs towards the side. Corey rushing in as Jay will get knocked now too. It's back to a 3v3, and Q is inside dirt. 1 member inside Generator. Q peeks around the corner, but Kaneo will stick the plant, and O-Kills just sneaking around those boxes is going to get the kill on the Corey, but the diffuser has gone down. It's a 2v3. Smoke canisters going out. Kaneo gets 1, he gets a second. It's a 2v1. It's all down to Mad Skills as he begins to push in through Moto, and he's going to get taken down. Gisela gets the kill, and WYLDE have now won rounds back to back.
That's what they needed. That's going to be a massive boost for them. Momentum rolling in their favour. Good for a while. They get that done. But they have a long road ahead. Get themselves back level. 5-3 now our scoreline. Falcons, their aggression isn't really getting met with the same reception they would have wanted. WYLDE have not been as much in their face, and that's really working out right now. A little bit of extra structure to slow down that pace. The Falcons, they struggled with that initial clear, and Mad Skills could have been a really big problem if he popped up just a little bit sooner in that round. However, didn't. And WYLDE got the round. They'll be very keen on that one. So can they make it 3 rounds in a row and get themselves within 1 round striking distance to leveling up this match?
Big round for the match right now. Will Falcons go 6-3 up, or will WYLDE pull it back to a 5-4? And surely if they get into that position, we know how WYLDE attacks play out. They'll feel themselves with a very good chance of getting the win in this map. But Team Falcons, they win this next round. They're on match point, and you know as well as I do, when you're on match point, the other team sometimes can play a little bit more aggressively or try a little bit too hard and nearly feed Falcons the win.
Are you saying the 1 round mentality exists?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I wonder what team suffered from that one yesterday.
I think we might have worked it.
I wonder, was that SSG? Fumbling the bag, 6-1 up against Liquid. Not quite the same story, but Falcons very much beginning to feel that pressure. He let 2 rounds go in favour of WYLDE upon the side swap. The WYLDE look to be a little bit more in their face this time, not doing CC, but they rarely do. They like to be a little bit more forward and aggressive. They'll open up Jacuzzi, they'll put pressure from Logi, and that's how they'll play. Damage on the play. I think that's just on the main wall itself. Jalad will take a beating inside of construction. There's Jacuzzi. That's that open up, and guess what? Someone is going to hold those windows, but there's Mad Skills on the Corey. Finds an opening pick, and that is going to be a little bit of a problem, as they'd like 2 people to hold these windows down. And oh, Jay, you needed to win that one. Mad Skills shut down, brings us back to level. Calms the nerves for a while, but they've got the first thing off that checklist, and that was Jacuzzi wall.
They did indeed. O-Kills playing on top of the bed as well, but we spoke about it before. WYLDE, they don't tend to push in through CCTV. Gisela waiting for the potential free kill from the player inside logistics. Ace is getting over towards that push again. 3 members of the WYLDE attack over by Jacuzzi wall. So whenever they decide to push, they will go aggressive towards site and try to get that case down. That's what Kaneo's job is. Ace's tempting bullets to come his way. It's going to create that opening. No one is going to fall back again as they wait for a little bit more instruction to come around, and it looks like they've changed their minds with it. They're getting ready to push from the other way. They're going to go through logistics now.
Well, this is going to be a while. I think they're going to leave someone on this breach. What they need to do is to have a cutoff, and that's what they're going to do. Construction wall is still going to, not construction wall, Jacuzzi's going to still get to watch, I'd imagine. And yes, there's 2 players still chewing up outside of that one. Construction now opened up. That will isolate now 0 kills. Going to be in a very different position, but it doesn't matter. He'll find one, the J. Gisla down as well, and an explosion and flurry for Falcons. Kaneo alone against 4. 50 seconds. There's 1. That's 0 kills. Now it's all down to the pressure. Kaneo, one of the MVPs, the shining stars of this team in this competition. So 4 points a second, couldn't make it 3. Q shuts it down. Falcons, match point.
Match point Falcons. Who would have thought this whenever they were starting on attack as well against Wild? And it's got to be said, maybe if Kaneo had have had the SMG-12, we've seen him win 1v4s already in this tournament in that situation. But Wild now find themselves trailing by 3 with the home side on match point. Are we going to see Falcons win that first round, break the serve, then take Wild to Chalet after this one, which of course we know Wild has a bit of a preference for too.
Wild are certainly not uncomfortable on Chalet. It's not going to be, I think, in their top 4 preference, but let's say it would be number 5 in that list. They're not uncomfortable there, but it's still not their best showing. That's why Falcons would have been very keen to go there as well, because we know that they're comfortable on Chalet. We've seen a very good performance from them, especially against TSM yesterday. So, match point, Wild 3 rounds down. Pressure now sets in this one because it's early stage, it's early stage of the series, not of the map. You know if you lose this map, you go to your opposition's map pick, and you are fighting with your back against the wall. You lose Chalet, you go home. That final spot, that massive prize pool out the window. You've already got what you've got. You cash out with what you leave. Still happy, but not happy as you could have been getting all the way to the final. Of course, the players who are trying to get themselves that MVP status out of the top kill chase, they'll be very keen to get a few more rounds in. So we move into this round. And Falcons, they're going to be feeling confidence. They're going to be playing with it too. And Wild have to watch out for that one. The caveat though, can't get too comfortable at match point. That's what SSG did.
Yeah, SSG paid the price for it last time around, but I think Falcons, they play a very different style to SSG, and I think that they will probably win this map out. But what can Wild do to prove me wrong? Kaneo will drone through as the push will begin through dirt. The one round that Wild won, and this one was down in basement, and they're going to look to do it again. Jay gets himself in a gunfight, but there is the Valcam gone. He's peeking up towards those stairs, and unfortunately for Falcons, they weren't able to hit the head to get the kill. But they're going to push 2 members down dirt now to force QBZ off the sheet. Jay gets the kill without even needing to use utility.
That's a massive pick now. They cleared this lane. And once again, look at this elite addition to the setup. They'll use that C4 now, and he'll try and deny this pressure. Wild once again going to go for that kitchen dirt push. They've got everything they need for it so far because they got dirt tunnel. You just need to clear the Joker upstairs, and now you can really start unraveling. They're still worried about that shield, but Jay can use that as a pixel. Don't think anyone will want to peek him. I don't think it'll be a wise choice against that LMG. A C4 prime prepped and ready, but Joker's slain above. Wild have a lifeline. They've got a pulse in this round. Minute left to work with, and Gisla goes down though. Shalad finds that trade, but Corey, once again, calms the nerves, finds a trade. Minute left.
4v2, Mad Skills trying to push the effort, and he will get the kill onto Jay, as now it's a 3v2 situation. Wild getting clawed back in. Team Falcons on match point. They've got 2 members left. That's Mad Skills and O Kills, and both of these players are so dangerous.
That drone from Aces just caught. They now know there's a player upstairs, but he's rotated away. Do they know he's already gone? Vital seconds they might be wasting, and they're going to re-drone it now. 35. Falcons, 1 player down. Match point against Wild. Map 1 of this series in the semi-finals, and Kaneo now tries to work some vertical. Corey inside of dirt. They need to get this execution rolling. You don't want this in 0-0. Corey will brawl away, and his pulse nearly brought to 0. The Valkyrie by AKs will run away, still alive and ready to brawl, but caught out by Kaneo. It's all down to 1 player. That's Mad Skills, who gets one to Corey. Blinded in with a flashbang. The plant has to go down. 7 seconds, and Kaneo shuts it down. Wild claw back one more round.
6-4 is the scoreline. Wild 2 rounds away from overtime, and Falcons 1 round away from one step towards that final. A date with BDS. Will we have the home team run the whole way to the final? Well, within an hour or two, we will know the answer to that. But as the way this game started, they look like they want it.
They absolutely. Who wouldn't want to win this? You're part of your home crowd. You're playing in your own region. You want to be able to carry that mantle, and Falcons doing a good job of it so far. 1 round away from getting themselves onto Chalet. Wild need a couple more rounds, get themselves a level in this matchup, and do a little bit of flashback, maybe trying to imitate their Laptown brethren inside of Liquid. But we go upstairs, CC and Cash. I would say there's a fair chance Wild take this round. This site is pretty well developed, pretty well understood from the attacking side. And Wild are very good at making those executions work. And it's a pretty simplistic execution as well, and that's what Wild like to do. They'll use a Thatcher, which is available, wasn't banned down, of course, so they can open up this wall, get the breach down, and then likely rotate towards construction and try and get everything rolling for that dual side execution. That's what they tend to do. The Falcons will very much want to make that as awkward as possible, and I think carving open stock will be their first step in doing so, but I really am intrigued to see how this goes on. I think we're going to see a Bandit shot, actually.
Yeah, it looks like Bandit has 2 in the back pocket. And when will they be used? Because as of right now, you need to use some utility from below to move Bandit away from that spot. Up on top of Master Bedroom, Kills is shooting away those Habana pellets, making it even harder to breach in towards the bottom of that garage, just wasting offensive utility. The breach does open just a little bit down inside garage, creating a line of sight for Kills to peek back, because remember, these lines of sight, they work both ways. Defenders can use them to catch out the attack as well. But they know, look, the members of Wild, they clearly know that Bandit has 1 charge in the back pocket. He wants to trick, so they need to get below, and that's why Aces is creeping now towards Mad Skills, whose position is a direct counter to that. Kills pushes back up the stairs. 1 minute and 55 to go, though. Plenty for Wild to work with.
Aces are joining himself right now, or might be actually joining in for Corey. Speak too soon. Or Jay, I should say. Trying to get that initial control down below. They need to use these nades to clear these power positions. I'm not buying the trick if it's still a factor to worry about. Exothermic charge getting placed. We hear that thermic charge go down. They should get this out. Jay, though, caught out and finished off by Kills. Problems now for Wild. They've got the breach, you've lost a player, and you haven't cleared garage or rafters, and you really don't want to take a fight like that against Falcons. Minute 20. What can Wild do to solve this problem?
Well, this is a problem they have indeed. Kills has now repositioned himself on top of red stairs, and they're just struggling to get any sort of control of the vital areas of this map. Aces and Mad Skills, they're stuck in a little peek and battle. Kaneo will end it early though, as he peeks through and gets the kill on the Mad Skills. And now moving up towards that breach, there's still a player on top of rafters, and Kaneo is aware of it. Aces is going to get taken down by a Joker, but instantly traded back by Gisela, and Kaneo does not have the case. C4 shot out, that could be absolutely huge in this one as Kaneo falls back, but they need to get the diffuser open because the door is momentarily ajar, but can Falcons shut it?
Well, Corey was going to do a very good job of getting himself that extra breathing room. Finds that pick 3 versus 2. 20 seconds. They got to rotate that case around, though. That's going to take valuable time as well. We're going to be down to a very, very narrow margin at the end of this round, and Jalon in a good position to try and deny that. But Gisela catches him out, leaving it down now to 3 versus 1, all down the queue. Against 3. Case goes down. Try and deny that cover. Peek is there. He spots Yana. He's going to win this fight, and he's getting very close to doing so. No, Corey shuts it down. Corey got them that time that they needed. And they get that extra round. Wild getting themselves closer and closer to overtime. Do we think it's there, Gibby?
Well, Wild are doing a great job of bringing us there. And did you see that breath of relief from Corey when he got that kill? Wild, were they expecting this style of play from Falcons? Well, they've finally woken up, but it's still match point for Falcons. One more round for them, and this map is over. If Wild win another map, well, we are guaranteed to have at least 2 more. One thing's for sure, Whippet, I am excited for this.
I Why wouldn't you be? Semi-final international competition between two teams that, realistically, when the teams that were coming out here were announced, who thought? Who actually thought that we would be seeing Falcons and WYLDE scrapping it out in the semi-final? We are guaranteed an underdog story in the grand final and delay an even bigger story. On the very first day of this competition, in the group stages, Falcons fell to BDS in what was not a very flattering performance from them, but a lot of people speaking to some of the fans on here, it was a very nervous performance from them. They came back, fought their way to the lower bracket, and they even knocked out TSM on their way to get themselves up against WYLDE. WYLDE, however, have toppled giants themselves. SSG, Liquid have all fallen to the GSA side, and now both of them close to getting themselves to that final. One more round, though, between these teams, overtime or shall I? What's ahead of us? Jay makes a very fast and rapid entryway inside of Strip, and he will be very keen to push forward and get as much space as possible as all that live information being sent out. He knows one player went upstairs, and he might just go hunting.
Yeah, one player on top stairs, and Corey will begin droning as well, but the Mozzie pests are in position to stop work being put in vital positions. Gisela moving up towards the roof again. Jay will toss a nade in the corner, hoping to catch a free kill, but nothing this time around, as now even more ground is being picked up by Jay. Joker falling back towards site now too, as they're trying to identify where the push has come through, and that sounds like the breach has just been opened, and now long range Habana Pels to open up the windows as well, as they don't want to give any opportunity with it to get taken out while opening those windows.
Don't want to take any risks, not one bit at all. I'm actually you can see I'm bouncing. I'm really excited how this one's going to go. Both these teams getting close. Look at Jalad, takes an absolute mess of damage, likely from a grenade that arrived upon his feet. Minute 40, early stages still in this round, but why did they get themselves rolling, get themselves in the building? Aces upstairs on the roof. Corey down below waiting for someone to drop down that hatch, trying to catch that rotation, but they're cautious about someone might go down main stairs, and against a team like Falcons, you just never know what they're gonna do.
And that's what makes them so exciting to watch. Aces droning once more. There's still 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock, which we've said before is an eternity. The ping comes out and the player runs away. Jalad taking even more damage from another nade, but brushes it off once more. Jay pushing up red stairs. There is the boost, and that is the signal to push. And look at the utility. Only one drone left for the attacking side as Jalad will get blinded. Madskill's got the kill, though. It's a 4v5, and Aces needs to make something happen from this position.
Well, Madskills will find one more. 3 versus 5 now. WYLDE need a miracle. They need something. Will that be Aces? Will that be Kaneo? Tense moments now for the German side. 30 seconds, and they need to fight to stay alive. 30. LMG fires away, but Gisela slain by Jalad. Oh, it pops off for Falcons, leaving Kaneo with a 1v5. He'll find one. Look for a second, third, fourth, or maybe even a fifth. He'll pop a reload, but caught out by O'Kills. Falcons, the hometown heroes, take map 1 versus WYLDE. And this makes this series very, very interesting indeed. WYLDE just couldn't get it rolling.